3 minutes with a 10-second grace period. There are time penalties. 5 random judges have been chosen from the audience. Judges, raise your scorecards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give it up for the judges, y'all. Right on. So these judges will judge each poet based on content and performance on a scale of 1 to 10 using decimal points to prevent ties. You know, like the Olympics. Only, you know, it's not the Olympics. The highest and lowest scores are dropped because we don't know who you've been fucking. And the 3 in the middle are added together for a highest possible score of 30. I think that you probably got explained what the scores are, but just to let the audience know, a 1 means you just hate them as a person for whatever reason. I don't pretend to know why. A 10 means that you want to join their fan club and follow them all over the place, wherever they go. Now, you're going to give your scores for whatever personal reasons y'all have. Sometimes you like somebody's hair. Sometimes you think that giving them a high score is going to get you some. It usually doesn't. It doesn't usually work. But, you know, do what you got to do. Audience. Yeah, that's call and response. Audience. Your job is to sway the judges. So if the judges give a score that you really, really like, you go. Do I really need to explain your job to you again? What is happening right now? So, when the judges give a score you really like, you go. Okay then. And when the judges put up a score you really hate, you go. Y'all are like the most unimpressed library audience I've ever heard. Y'all need to drink or something. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. And judges, if the audience boos you, you go. Because fuck them. They don't know. We gave the scorecards to you. What ups? You know what I'm saying? So try to stay consistent with yourself. Everybody is not a 10. I know you're going to get excited about poetry. You're going to get excited about the sexy people up here. You know you want some. I know you're going to be all like, ooh, poetry. Everybody is not a 10. Most of y'all. As if some trap music start playing in the middle of somebody's poem, I'm gonna come have a personal conversation with you. You don't want to be my friend. You don't really want that. What else? Oh, so we have a tradition called, oh, he leaving to make a phone call. See how polite he is? That's so nice. Look at that. So, for the first round, we like to do what we call word of the day. And so the word of the day is a word that y'all will choose for the poet that they will work into their poem. And when I say work into your poem, I don't mean get up here and say the word and then say your poem. You're not getting a point for that. But if you work it into your poem, you will get an extra point the first round, which could mean the difference between you getting to the second round or not. Which could mean the difference between you walking out of here with some money. Did I mention there was money tonight? Yeah, there's money. Not for you, but for the poets who win, there's money. See, they got all excited. Not for you. For the poet that wins, though, the top 3, they're going to get some money. That is also judges why you're so important and unimportant at the same time, you know. But at this point, I'm going to need you to yell out some words. What was that? What'd you say? You said what? Sweet corn? Is that one word or is that two different words? Oh. She trying to fuck us up with foreign words. Did you see that? I mean, we would prefer if it was English, but you know, be creative. I don't give a shit. Throw me some words. What are you doing? Really? That's what y'all got? What was the word? Please come up here, girl. Please come up here and define that word. Lord Jesus. That's okay. No. Just tell it. You have to define the word. Just define the word. That's all. Yes. Say the word.
The word is atrocious, and that's just like, just like, oh, you just atrocious. Like, oh my gosh. Like, it can mean, really, it can mean anything. To me, it's like a really nasty word. Like, that's really mean to say. You have atrocious breath. Oh my gosh, like, you're about to kill me. Like that. So, just anything bad. Terrible.
Right on. So the word of the day is atrocious, which means really, really, really bad. As in, this audience's job is borderline atrocious right now. But I have faith y'all gonna get better. Consider this your probation period. Are you ready to start the slam? Some of you are ready, and some of you have forgotten that I can see you not clapping. Y'all, too, right there, who was busy talking, and you over here on the side letting other people clap for you. I can see you in your cute sweater with your hair. I can see you. Are you ready to start the slam? You know what I love? I love that threats are so effective. So, you know what we need? We need a sacrificial poet. Because no one likes to go first. And so we need a sacrificial poet. Now, a sacrificial poet is your measuring stick, judges. Anybody you like more than this poet, you will give a higher score. Anybody you like less than this poet, you will give a lower score. Is that cool? You cool with that? Awesome. Hang on a second. Please welcome our very first poet to the stage, our sacrificial poet. Please welcome Nazila to the stage. Are you unhappy these days with your customer service? Unpleased with your most recent purchases? Has your latest employment experience made you feel compromised? Has mass consumption recurrently left you unsatisfied? Well, it might be time to try another method or approach. If you are yet undecided about how to get your way or even in partial doubt, it is surely time to pull your black girl out. This is not a joke. There are times to choke a bitch and times to renegotiate. There are times to sit around singing Kumbaya and love to love you, baby, and there are times to hate deeply, because that's what invariably gets shit done. Are we having fun yet? Because that's what keeps us in the game. If not, then heads and necks start rolling, or dice. Snake eyes in the end, because ain't nobody playing. We just want to know that you're hearing what we're saying, that this ain't just empty pipe you're laying, that you know we're not just here for your slaying. When the night is illuminated by the day, a black girl expects you to have found a way to make this moment work for the greater good while not jeopardizing the neighborhood. What's your malfunction? You say you want a revolution? What you got on it? How and why would that have to do with me? What will change if I disagree? Time has never stood still for a black girl. We create our own luck. It's a bullet-driven world. Thus, we duck shrapnel and debris to survive another day, because there's job interviews to ace and other people's children to raise, and we must weather the world's degradation, discard, and devaluation. Pull your black girl out. After your white man card has run out of credits. Once your white woman tears have dwindled to a trickle or dried up into piles of worthless, salty sentiment, there's no weeping in continuity. Get mad if you need to and fight through. Violently defy surrender. Cutting in line at Starbucks might just get you cut. Unauthorized fingers in my fro will definitely get somebody fucked up. Black girl anger is a direct response to a society in which money, my own melanin, and masculinity conspire to crush me. I will tattoo my testicular fortitude on my neck, because that's where you see it best. Stick out my chest and my attitude, strap my hard-ass life on my back, and continue to keep it moving. That was Nazila. Judges. Let's see some scores. Put them up, put them up. Don't wait, put your score up. What y'all doing? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scores. I have a low score of a 4.4. Oh, I'm sorry, a 4.7. Word, that's what's up. I ain't mad, girl, keep it moving. We got a 6.3, a 7.5. I don't know what that is. Yes? Okay, so that's an 8. Oh, no, girl, it's just, yeah, it's just an 8. So that's an 8.0 and an 8.5. We love poetry, though. Give it up for the poet. Word. So that was your practice round, judges. Here is the order of the evening. Going up first is Propaganda Poet, then Prophet, Michaela, Lion, Connor J. Carroll, Raisa, Colin, Eduardo, Esperanza, Matt J. Rice, and PG. Word? Word! Let us begin. I'm going to use the phrase on deck. If I say your name and on deck, it means you are not right now, but you are after who's right now. And so, Prophet, you are on deck. Coming to the stage, please welcome our first official slam poet of the evening, Propaganda Poet. Yeah!
You have the right to free speech, but anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to I'm going to start that again. You have the right to free speech, but anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to remain silent while you are controlled by a government that is of the money, for the money, by American. Because those Chinese, they bombed Pearl Harbor. Yo, dude, did he just say Chinese? Forget it, man, he's rolling. And they conquered those island savages long ago, fair and square. Tag, you're it, no takebacks. And you have the right to free religion just as long as you don't go coloring outside the lines of our white cross that we now use like a crosshairs to snipe out anything that even remotely resembles civil rights, which actually contradicts the very reason that Jesus did fight. And you have the right to free press as long as you just keep on reporting what the Department of Strategic Information leaks to you, and don't you even think about speaking the truth, or you may live or die to regret it for reasons of national security. And you have the right to free assembly, along with our rubber bullet invitations to our dear cast dances as we televise your revolutions and paint it as a riot to remind others why they had best not try it, because we ain't so civil when it comes to disobedience. That is, unless, of course, you're helping us usher in the new Confederacy. Then you have the right to as many guns as you need, even if they occasionally mow down the youth in the very place that they're not even allowed to learn the truth. And if you disagree, then you have the right to an attorney when we try to destroy you in court, because even if we lose, your lawyer will end up destroying you anyway. So you see, for us, that's a win-win situation. And if you cannot afford a professional raping, we will supply you with Mr. Overworked and Underpaid, who won't even give a shit whether you survive or not, because he is far more concerned with getting home and cracking open that bottle and logging on to www.hotyoungteenstakinguptheass.com, which is really just a metaphor for the loss of his own innocence. So he can't even think back to a time when he was actually fighting for truth and and justice. But I guess that's the American way. In the land of the free, we got to try to be brave, y'all, because we're colonized, victimized, brutalized, abused, computerized, synthesized, lobotomized, confused. I am bored of regents making their decisions from up on high for the good of us all when they're too damn lazy or just plain scared to come on down and be the next contestants on Find Out Who the Fuck We Actually Are. Native American history is written in declining statistics and, what's the word of the day? Atrocious arithmetic, subtraction, division, and improper fractions. And if you look around the rest of the world, you will find a standard method of operations. Now, this seems to bother people a lot less than it did back in the ever-romanticized 60s when they were all about rewriting history before they just fell to the complacency of driving around in their Teslas and dishing out spoon-fed pity. But you have got to be shitting me. So I'm going to stand on this box and soap up my lungs, and with any luck, I'll have you speaking in tongues, or maybe at least trying to brainstorm possible solutions to this improbable equation that lead to something other than just race, class, and gender subdivisions. Computerized, systemized, lobotomized, contrived, colonized, victimized, brutalized, survived. In the land of the free, we got to fight to be brave, y'all.
Propaganda poet, y'all. Judges. Let's see some scores. Once you have your score, put it up. I have 3 scores. I have 4 scores. 5 scores. We have a low score of a 6.0. We have a 6.2, 6.4, 6.9, and a 7.4. Give it up for the poet, y'all. Propaganda poet. All right. I am pleased because you are doing your job. And I like it when people do their job. I gotta work, you gotta work. We all gotta work. Michaela, you are on deck. Please clap very loudly and enthusiastically for our next poet coming to the stage. It's Prophet. Clap him all the way up here. Clap him all the way. He not here yet. He not here yet. Not quite here yet. Okay.
The gentrification of Richmond's impatiently waiting to get us debating our place in it, facing eviction from baseless and racist intentions, replacing the tenants through rates so ridiculous, pay these outrageously plaintiff expenses or vacants the fate of the place where you stay. We split with no wages or representation to give us a way to live in the bay. Prayers for those who believe it, but not on these streets where the heathens are bleeding, deceased from a beef that precedes them, policing that beast them to weaknesses weeded and all hope is fleeting. My city has pride with a purpose. It's highly deserted from nightly disturbance. Nobody to serve us. Our lives have been worthless because violence is surging. We die or survive in the gutter with urgency. Hustling for currency, earning G's daily is crazy. The same hood that loved me and made me can hate me and one day might murder me. And first degree, certainly, I've suffered through the toughest of trouble, maladjusted youth. I've seen fiends with scuffed up shoes, puffing fumes, drugs or booze, but hard times and struggle got a funny way of humbling you. When the crime wave one time gon' parade daily through all the blocks you was raised in. Gotta find your way, cause they lying in wait, decaying on this grindstone pavement. Never let them take your mind and keep your heart light. Through all of the fire and dark nights, though the ghetto's a hell of a hard life, and nobody acknowledges our plight on corners with niggas that turned into savages. Souls deformed by significant poverty's damages, look at the images. Cause cities are ravaged through feds are sick and sadistic, they bust when they capture you. The road to survival's a hassle that tackles you, so we find hope in religious figures that shackle youth. Revolution is imminent, struggle in bundles. Fighting death and imprisonment, walk through the jungle. Revolution is imminent, struggle in bundles. Facing death and imprisonment, walk through the jungle. I come from a slum that was almost defeated. The wicked I've witnessed, you'd hardly believe it. A cycle where death is more constant than rain. By the way, Chateau spray the Lord coming today. Why did the bank take my house away? Worked 3 jobs to stay, but rent high in the bay. See, my fam full of pimps, pushers and preachers, hustlers out grinding, panthers and teachers, working so hard, the clock hands are bleeding. Had hella friends, but so if you call me when needed, was homeless. I struggled alone in the jungle. Roaming the stone when most others would crumble. I rose to be humble. My throne is the rubble. My home is with those that chose to be troubled with holding me up. I owe them eternally much. I know I can trust. For sure, I was raised on blocks hot with game. Seen Glocks cocked and aimed. Body shot and left dropped in flames near a nocturnal train. Blood-stained tears, cops and chains. Somebody is discarding charring remains. Felonious monks are holding a pump. My community's molding to dust. It's hopeless as fuck, because most of us stuck in most potent of ruts. Tell me why my whole block is writhing in pain. It's not gonna change. My cousin was shot in the brain. 3 years later, my brother psychotically slain. A block from my cousin insane. It's the logic of fate. Justice does not come in play, and it never did, not to this day. So my mama ain't safe. I'm psychologically scathed. How do I plot an escape on these corners with menaces turned into savages? Thank you.
Prophet, y'all, judges. Let's see some scores. I have 3 scores, so y'all putting them up quick now. 4 scores. We have 5 scores. I have a low score of an 8 nope. A low score of a 7.9. I have an 8.0, 8.9, 9.3, and 9.4, but we love poetry. Give it up for the poet. Ah, y'all starting to lag on your job. I see people letting other people do their job. Don't do that. We just begun. It's the beginning of the workday. Don't get tired now. Lion, you are on deck. Please give it up for our next poet coming to the mic. It is Michaela. Michaela to the mic, y'all. So let's check this shit again. I see you when you don't clap. It only works when we all do it at the same time. So can we all together please clap for Michaela? Thank you.
All right. How do I speak of truth when I've been shunned from it for eternity? Turning wheels on marble floors, never diving deep into their soul. Bent like metal hearts on a gate, it keeps my secret safe. Secured, guarded, shaded by a ripple of bricks. Brick by brick, I deconstruct my safe space. Where a family once lived, dig your bare hands until you see the line of the jaw. How do I go deeper under your pain and shame? How do I know your heart's complexities when I can't even comprehend mine? You see through a window and say, what a fine lady, when I sit and wait for someone to see my soul and unlock the metal gate.
Michaela, y'all. Judges, let's see some scores. Some scores, some scores. I have 1 score, 2 scores. 1, 2, 3. 3 scores. All right, 1 more. I have a low score of a 5.1. Tell them how you feel. You have a 6.0, 6.1, 6.5, and a 7.4. But we love poetry. And we love poets. That's what we love. Connor, you are on... Uh-oh. Connor, you are on deck. Please welcome our next poet to the mic. This one right here. It is Lion. It is Lion. Right.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? Hey, hey. All right, y'all. This one's called I Will Embrace You. Hey, cuz, welcome to New York, the place that'll set you free, where you can be whoever you want to be, where you can wander, where you can yell, where you can take a gander, creep, crawl, or even slither if you'd rather. New York is a city that accepts all your shades, all your moods, all your faces, all your passion, and all your hatred too. New York is a place where you can find yourself, but only if you allow New York to show yourself. If you allow New York to steer you like a raft in the Mississippi, it will set you free, hee 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 hee, waka kiki kee. So enjoy the ride, the ebb and flow, and everything in between. I hope you find yourself. And if you wake up to a queer, your inner queer, and if you decide to summon the courage to embrace your queer, to support your queer, to empower your queer, I will be there for you, to hold you, to cherish you, to empower you, to love you, my brother, my sister, and all in between. Waka-ka-ka-kee!
Lion, y'all, judges. Let's see some scores. I have four scores, 5 scores. We have a low score of a 6.3. We have a 6.7, 6.8, 7.7, and a 7.8. But give it up for Lion, because that's what that's about. You know, I'll be sitting over there in between poets, trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with y'all. I'm like, what's wrong with them? They didn't eat today. They feeling kind of weak. Because if you didn't eat today, you know the kitchen is open till 10. And them garlic fries, hella good. That's what I'm eating. Because I actually did not eat today. So if I have this much energy having not eaten today, you in for it for the rest of the night. So you might as well hype yourself up. And then I thought, maybe they truly aren't drunk enough and did not notice there was a bar over there. So I just wanted to point out that there's a bar over there. And they have really tasty ciders and beers. And I think they have an energy drink over there for you. So, you know, if you feel like you need an energy drink, you need to go on over there. Otherwise, I'm going to need you to do your job. So, on deck, I am reading it as Raisa. And if, is that it? Word. Okay, cool. Because I was going to tell you to come help me with that in between, but looks like I did it myself. So, okay. But coming to the stage right now, please do your job. Real good. And welcome Connor J. Carroll to the stage.
Hey y'all, I'm Connor. As a young boy, night terrors gripped me. I sat up in fury just for release. Before anything bad had happened early, there was an underlying disease, and y'all are lucky that I'm not deceased. It's because of you that I breathe. I brought myself back from the dead, deciding I had to press on instead of crumbling at the hands of evil men. I brought myself back from the dead. By 19, I had gotten through all the atrocious abuse. Still reeling from that touch of use, it took a best friend and a tainted first love to finally admit the evils that they'd done. Silence was my greatest threat to life, for I held all this pain and anger inside until the day I was forced to realize it wasn't my fault, and I have to try. And y'all are lucky that I'm not deceased. It's because of you that I breathe. I brought myself back from the dead, deciding I had to press on instead of crumbling at the hands of evil men. I brought myself back from the dead. So now, years removed, know my enemies, my dearest ones, and out of left field, you. The one missing piece to treat my disease. A love I thought too good to be true. Black and blue, bleeding from my head, tired and bruised, I fight my best. And y'all are lucky that I'm not deceased. It's because of you that I breathe.
Connor, y'all, judges. Oh, you stuck that one right up. You were ready. I see you. All right, we got 4 scores. We got jokes, too. I see you over there. We have an 8.0, 8.2, 9.0, 9.2, and a 9.5 for Connor. That's what's up. I see what it is. I see what y'all needed now. Y'all just needed some good-looking love to come up on the stage. Y'all got all excited, kind of cute. He giving y'all a love poem. Y'all all like, ooh, we like that. That's a 9. I see how y'all work. Feeling a little lonely? Are we? Are you feeling a little lonely? Need some companionship? Connor's right there. You can get his number if you want. You want me to get it for you? I can get it for you. Just come at me. I'm over there with the garlic fries. Just get at me. Colin, you are on deck. Please welcome our next poet to the mic. It is Raisa. Yes, give it up for Raisa.
My grandfather used to trace the lines on the palm of my hand to tell me, these 3 long grooves etched in your hand show that you will have 3 kids, and these other marks indicate the length and healthiness of your future marriage, he would say, caressing my skin with the lightest touch but transferring an unseen weight. For superstition is just a transition of expectations. My father never leaves a grain of rice on his plate because he believes the leftovers will come to eat him in the afterlife. Waiting and waiting for the results and the verdict, putting on extra weight, stress, depressed, do your part and pray the universe will do the rest. Knock on wood that you do well on your test. If you don't do well with a prayer and good luck, just know we tried everything, but you still truly suck. My brain reads books cover to cover, but I start at the end and work backwards, knowing every outcome but desperate for the part that explains. The part that is the living proof that the hard work was not in vain, that I am responsible for my own pain. On Tuesday, my Hollister dress shamefully shows my legs. On Friday, my best friend told me he wishes he was dead. I hold up my palms, these lines are like maps. But if you make it to the edge, there is no choice but to fall off the trail and move to the smooth other side where there is not a single explanation. My hand was used to predict the future, to flip it around and to look at the back, was to grasp at the staircase of the past. And I wish I had asked my grandfather why he hated the color of my skin. I wish someone would tell me why my level of beauty was always at the bottom of the list. To whoever created superstition, help me out with this one. Answer me and tell me why everyone refuses to learn my name. Step on a crack, see a black cat, tell me how I can win this sick lottery game. Instead of telling me what happened tomorrow, tell me what happened yesterday. Tell me the truth with your poetic cliche. I cannot sleep at night. I inherited it genetically from my father's side, a science to explain why I am more eye bags than sight. The fatigue of so many generations with so little expectations, so little explanations with so many expectations. I have an atrocious but effective habit where I smack myself in the face so I can wake myself up, a strategy of violence but presence. For my hands, with all the wisdom they carry, are an extension of my being, a being that just wants to exist in the present, a being that wants the background noise to lessen. For the book I read told me the bad things are curses and the good things are just blessings, that I have so little control over my life's obsessions. Thank you.
Raisa, y'all, judges. Y'all getting quick. I like it. I have 5 scores. I have a low score of an 8.2. I have an 8.3, 8.5, a 9.0, and a 9.7 for Raisa. So, obviously you know what this is. It is a tip jar, or bucket, as it were. I'm going to hand this out to y'all. You're going to pass it around, and I would like you to put your foldy money in it. Because your clangy money is going to make too much noise during the poets. So you need to put your foldy paper money in the bucket. Now, you might say, Nas, I don't carry cash. It's the pandemic. That's why we have a Venmo for your convenience. You go on ahead, type that in, because we don't want you to have any excuses not to put some money in this tip jar. You know, art doesn't really get valued enough. We don't get paid enough, ever. And so we are going to allow you to go ahead and supplement the art that you're enjoying. So here you go. Thank you. All right. Eduardo, you are on deck. Please welcome our next poet. Clap very enthusiastically. Our next poet coming to the stage is Colin. Colin to the stage. Colin's not here yet. Nope, Colin's not here yet. He's still coming to the stage. Oh, he's leaving. He's here.
I stepped in a blood puddle on my way to work the other day, and I noticed that there was no trail, just this bloody pool, like someone just dropped there and never moved again. And all I could think at the time was, damn, that's just how shit goes around here. But isn't it atrocious how accustomed we are to death around here? That me and my niggas been to more funerals than baby showers. We treat death like an old friend and shake his hand while toasting in his name. I mean, we watch big homies die and still look up to them. We go to their funerals and say things like, damn, don't he look nice in that suit? Like it don't matter how quick we die as long as our clothes look nice in the casket. And I wonder whose grave I just stepped on. And if they knew that their legacy would be nothing but a nameless trail of bloody footsteps, I scrubbed blood off my shoes that evening. I hear gunshots in the distance as a mother scrubs blood off her hands. I try to erase the evidence from the bottom of my feet, but I feel guilt start to crawl across my fingers like my hands were soaked red, so I scrubbed them too, because how many times did I cheat death? Did my luck come at someone else's expense? Like how many niggas can I lose before I start to lose myself? I scrub my hands as I try to wash away survivor's guilt. It's a tougher stain than blood, and I don't think I got the right kind of soap. Is there a dove for a nigga who's outlived all their cousins? Is there hand sanitizer that wipes away 99.9% of memories of bullets and caskets? Is there Windex that can wipe away this trauma with a streak-free shine? I scrub my hands until they are raw and red. Blood is now pooling in the sink. There is no trail. Like I just dropped right there and never moved again.
Colin, y'all, judges. Let's see some scores. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, we have 5 scores. I have a low score of an 8.7. I have a 9.1, a 9.2, 9.3, and a 9.8 for Colin. All right. Esperanza, you are on deck. Please clap loudly and enthusiastically for Eduardo is coming right now. You're not clapping. Why aren't you clapping? There's someone coming and you're not clapping.
I go at life with everything I have, climbing the highest mountain, swimming in the deepest waters, traversing through dense growth, surviving the driest land, keeping warm in the cold winters, staying dry in the pouring rain. I'll travel these lands in search of some truth. Through thick and thin, I'll gain knowledge in my travels, seeing beauty in Mother Nature, unraveling Earth's secrets in my journey, striving to find meaning in my travels end. But you'll be in my mind as I roam throughout the earth. You'll be in the highest peak where I'll see the world. And ravaging waters pulling me in while I see you at the surface. And with whatever strength I have left will I swim to you. In the thickest growth when it seems that I am lost, I'll find you in unexplored areas, and with your guidance I'll find my way through. When the earth is scorching and I'm walking to that store, you'll come to me with everything that you are, providing an oasis for me. Through snowy hills and atrocious blizzards that freezes a kindled soul, I'll find myself covered in snow, but you'll be there to melt it away with your embracing warmth. When the sky starts crying, flooding everything in its way, and that being drenched by the rain, I'll find shelter from the poor, and in soaked clothing I'll think of us in bare skin, free from violent weather. I'll look for truth and knowledge in my travels throughout the world, uncovering passages unfamiliar to those who seek without purpose. Through mountain peaks, vast waters, overgrown tropical, dry lands, snowy terrain, and violent weathers will I thrive. Dangers will lurk through every step of my journey, and in these dangers will I see the beauty of life. And in the end, I'll learn that these travels were my distractions from seeing you.
Eduardo, y'all. Judges, let's see some scores. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have a low score of a 6.6. We have a 6.9, 7.8, 8.2, and an 8.7. But give it up for Eduardo. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure y'all out. Here's a pro tip. If you have a drink in your hand, you know, your two hands together aren't the only thing that make noise when you slap them together. I'm not asking you to necessarily clap your hands. You can just slap one meaty part of your body against another meaty part. It'll still make some noise. You can slap your hand on your thigh. You can slap your thighs together. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can slap yourself in the face a couple times. Some people are into that. I don't know. I've seen some things. I would not suggest slapping your neighbor unless you know them real good and you know they like that shit. But, you know, I don't care what it is you slap together, but if you could please slap something together. He's offering, I'm just saying. Y'all know y'all looking for companionship. Do you really care where it comes from? We can do this, okay? This is the Berkeley Poetry Slam matchmaking service. We can do this right here. I see some attractive people. It's a couple of 8s up in here. 8, 8.5, around here. I see y'all. You know, the minute you clap, you become at least a 9. It's true. It's so true. So, Matt, you are on deck. Please become a 9 for Esperanza. Do it.
Energy has a way of returning, coming home, called back to a place it didn't know it remembered. The song can be a quiet one, a hum, distant until directly focused upon, a dream remnant that cannot be recalled until there is that hit of deja vu, the sense of, I know this. Familiar in a way that cannot be explained, placed until it slaps you in the face. A scent you can't forget, like the laundry detergent of your childhood, caught in the hug of a friend or a particularly close stranger. It has a way of returning to you a sense of what had previously been lost, like a loved one's voice in a video recording, immortalized. When you lose someone, any hint of them becomes rain to your desert-quenched lips. A single sip comparable to an atmospheric river. The Pineapple Express California thought it needed only to be overwhelmed by its atrocious reality of flooding. Citizens floating through streets on air mattresses, creating boats out of beds. You float. Caught on the current this unexpected stimuli leads you towards. The taste of tortillas hechos a mano, returning you to warm nights in your tia's kitchen. The pepper jack, a pleasant kick in your mouth to complement the honey of the memory, the coziness at the comal. Later, you feel a stab of a thorn when brushing past a bush of vivid full-bloom roses, red and blush, the color of a sunset. Captured within this work of art, and you think of the Theo you lost, diabetic, arthritic, achy, and moody, he, the looming figure of your childhood who owned a flower shop and had stunning arrays of floral arrangements at his funeral. He who introduced you to your first real hit of grief, who you ache to hear the voice of again. Wish to play golf with instead of his clubs, wish to taste the chili of while watching fireworks, wonder what he would think of the woman you have become, wonder whether you remember him well enough. I forget the sound of his voice. Sometimes I think I see him in the distance. In the flash of blue eyes, the tilt of a mischievous grin, my tia's hospitality, the looming figure of a large A's baseball fan. I turn the corner. Hungry for more, that taste, the flash of memory, but a glimpse of a home, promise of the past. It is gone, but never for too long. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only rearranged. That is why it can always come home.
Esperanza, y'all. Let's see some scores, judges. 1, 2, 3. You're cute. You have apparently 6 scores, but only 5 of them count. We have a low score of an 8.6. We have an 8.8, 9.1, 9.2, and a 9.5. And our first unofficial 10. Give it up for Esperanza. And our ghost judge over here. Ghost judge right here. Who did, by the way, offer to slap any of you who feels that you need a slapping. I'm just saying. People offer their services. I'm just advertising for free. That's all I'm doing right now. Because I want you to leave the Berkeley Poetry Slam satisfied. I don't want you to feel like you missed out on nothing. So I'm just presenting to you all your options. So here's a few things. Today's show is brought to you by support from our generous patrons over at Patreon and viewers like you. This show, while super rewarding, still has to abide by the merciless rules of capitalism. Each contribution given to us helps Rich Oak Events plan and budget to ensure that we are paying all of our featuring artists, supporting local fledgling writers, and providing a space for the East Bay community to enjoy live art. So I'd like to thank The following Patreon patrons, Jessica Kozivchik, Emily Chow, Calla Lily, Stephanie Yaboa, and Renee Edmonds. Now, if you would be interested in being one of those patrons, please head on over to patreon.com/Rich Oak Events, and you can sign up for different tiers of support, and you can support. Also, there is a writing workshop every Wednesday at 7 here. And you can follow us, and by us I mean them, at Berkeley Poetry Slam, at Oakland Slam, or at Rich Oak Alchemy on IG or Twitter. That's what's up. All right, short commercial break. Let us move on. Jay Rice, you are on deck. Please clap very loudly and enthusiastically for Matt. Matt's coming to the stage right this very minute. Oh, come on.
Okay, you can hear me? Today, I measured my smile in millimeters alone. Today, I slammed the door again and opened it on purpose to slam it again. Today, I ate a handful of batteries to get through my workday and fastened the collar on myself real tight, like I do every day, and reminded myself to be good. Don't run again. Nobody wants you to get lost like you did, and we all know how easily you get lost. This is a practice morning. Today I tried to remember how long it's been since I laughed with all my teeth, without apologizing for the way it looks like a bite or a bruise or a promise. How long have I been holding my breath? How long since I left the dishes in the sink, let someone else get the tab, spent the night in love with the neighbor, and offered up all my teeth? Today I counted the dead again and followed the GPS down the same road as always. Today I saw a girl with a control problem who flinches at the newspaper but reaches for the bottle. Finicky, sad girl still has all her baby teeth, don't know me. Command hallucinations keep me clean. I scrubbed the skin until the pink said enough. I heard every laugh outside of earshot and worked on sitting still. I'm rarely invited. Today I locked the door too many times. Flinch away from joy for how it threatens my living room and the sweeping I need to do, the work before I've earned the rest. Aching for conversations with strangers. Today I was trying to get the attention of the man on the corner dancing to Jackson 5 for the child in the back seat of a four-door, and I was laughing and I was trying to get him to see me so that I could show him that his joy made me happy, that I can dance too if you look at me, but nobody is looking at me. Today I'm wishing for a cure for memory. Last night I drank a fifth of all my wonder years, and I have been holding my breath for forgetting all of it, all of this. I created an obsession with this muscle memory, the ability to keep myself from oxygen on purpose, to keep making the scar, counting seconds from the dead, the concrete, counting the people in the room who don't want to know me. This is a practice morning. You'll recognize me only when I cry. You'll know me, then I swear you'll know. This identity was sewn from a casket girl, stitched out of a girl who almost died for so long that I got a collar for it. And now I have to remind myself to breathe. But I have lived moments, lifetimes, inside of so many different arms. And for a moment, when I woke, I forgot even my own name, forgot to hold my breath. A girl without a collar, because they never saw me chained up, and plus, this was never about obedience in the first place. So I am done with the collar, the leash, the way this graveyard identity loads me full of whisper and haunting. Tomorrow may still be a chain link fence, but I promise I will make myself forget.
Matt, y'all judges. Let's see some scores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we have a low score of an 8.0. We have an 8.4. Y'all don't have no opinions, huh? Okay. 9.3, 9.7, and a 9.7. That is what's happening. Right on. Oh, that's so lovely. You're getting into it. It only took you 8 poets. Word. Right on. Cool. Take as long as you need. That's what we're here for. We're here for you. PG, you are on deck. Please welcome. Please welcome. Maybe I need to talk like that. I'm too low key. Y'all are like, oh, this is a library. I scream at y'all. Y'all like, yeah. So, please welcome to the mic right now our next poet. It is Jay Rice. To the mic right now.
I remember happiness, and when the feeling became true and she gave me the news that I'd be a father soon, my face lit up in shock like when you get a hiccup and stop. We were having a child, and I never felt so proud, I remember. My wife and I had been working on this kid thing for a while, so picture my smile when the doctor pronounced, "You're going to have twins." Then sending my mind through an atrocious whirlwind, imagining how their worlds would begin, I remember. Dreaming of a future where I'd hold their tiny hands on the way to the first day of class, then let go of their hands as they graduate at the top of their class, watch them grow from little children to mature humans and teach them everything I've learned to understand, I remember. 7 weeks before expected, the twins pressed ejection. My wife's water broke. I almost choked. We panicked. I panicked. She's screaming, deep breathing, speeding through traffic, deep breathing. As we double parked at the hospital, despite all obstacles, the nurse said, everything will be all right. Just stay positive. I remember they said, wait, took my wife away to operate and said, wait, escorted me into the hallway as nurses rushed inside, colliding with doctors, cursing at one another, and the other doctor said, something's wrong. Then came the alarms, and I barged in shouting, what's going on? I remember they said during birth, one of the twins had been strangled by the umbilical cord. Though the other twin survived, she swallowed too much blood left by the other twin, I remember. Asking over and over again, she's still alive, she's still alive, she's still alive. Then panicking and pushing the doctors aside to find my wife in bed with flooded eyes. In the window next to her was my baby girl, wires and needles plugged into her world, tubes down her throat, gasping for air. Like a fish outside of its bowl, her tiny arms and legs began to convulse. Vital signs read, raging high pulse. I remember pounding, beating against that window until my tears smeared against the glass because I couldn't save her. They couldn't save her from coughing until her end. I remember the doctor said they did everything possible to save our twins. Gave us counseling and encouraged us to start up a family again, but what they failed to understand was that my biggest fear had appeared. I had died, not once, but twice.
Jay Rice, y'all, judges. We have 2, 4, 5 scores. So we have a low score of a 9.0. We have a 9.5, 9.6, 9.8, and a 10 for Jay Rice. Y'all can clap for that. So, Our feature is on deck. But coming to the stage right now, start clapping now. Please, please welcome PG. PG is coming to the stage. You're clapping. You're totally clapping because PG is coming somewhere. Yes? Yes, you're clapping. You're still clapping. He's not here yet. Not here yet. Nope, not here yet. You're still clapping. You're clapping. All right, he's here.
That last poem took me. Hey. Conversation and education rule the nation. The revelation of a stranger helping with no obligation. Yes, I'm working every day. I ain't take no vacations, but I'll slave every day for the chance to make it. Do you see the difference? Yeah, the one between me and you. I might fall in. I can't afford to drown in this pool. Still got new heights to reach. A teacher with no room to teach. Full of advice like filled to the brim. Cup spilleth over a few times, but I've learned since then. I guess since I can't coach, I'll do. And in the future, when you pull up to one of my functions, asking yourself what you could have done, think back to this moment when you chose not to believe me when I told you I'm the one. But I don't think you'll truly hear. Dab me up now, walk out and disappear. Looking, better yet, watching. Brewing with envy, expecting the left side of the pie but couldn't pitch in a penny. Now you feeling neglected, hurt, and disrespected, and I didn't know. So you took my white tea and wet it. Atrocious. Is that the only way you let your feelings show? Another one of them questions I guess I'll never know. Why me, homie? Why me?
PG, y'all. Judges, let's see some scores. 4. One more. All right, we have a low score of an 8.2. We have an 8.9, 8.9, 9.0, and a 9.1 for PG. Give it up for that poet. Give it up for all our poets of the first round, y'all. Also, you need to know that as people leave, I'm gonna need you to be bigger because you're gonna have to fill in, as one does. When people lose the job, y'all gonna have to like fill in for them people. So, here's our feature. She is an artist, organizer, baddie, scholar from Southeast San Diego that knows that telling her story and curating space for others to do the same is freedom work. As a fat, black, queer, disabled femme, she honors her ancestors and descendants by revoking consent from the failed experiment of white supremacy and dreaming up worlds that are affirming and lit. She is an acclaimed speaker, and her work has been featured at Creative Mornings, March for Black Women San Diego, and Women's March San Diego. She is currently ranked as the 7th queer poet, Stonewall International Poetry Slam, 8th black poet, the Black Arts Matter Slam, and 13th woman poet in the world, the Women of the World Poetry Slam. Go ahead. She founded and hosts a venue called Check Please, an open mic experiment that aims to imagine what creative community that prioritize connection over perfection could look like. She is also building a hub for sacred collective wellness called the Black Dream Experience. When she is not moving in her public roles, she enjoys going to the beach, cackling until her sides hurt, and listening to her comfort playlists. Y'all, please welcome our esteemed feature of the evening, Kelsey O. Daniels. I'm sorry, that's not feature applause. We need more than that. Thank you.
Forget how long that shit is until it's being read. And I was like, okay. Hi, y'all. My name is Kelsey, and I'm really excited to be here. I got the chance to, huh? I got the chance to lead the writing workshop earlier today, and shout out to all the folks who were in it and made it beautiful. And the theme was around like dreaming and time travel and Sankofa, so that's what my set's gonna be, right? Because nobody's gonna give me 10s or 0s, so we're just gonna do some experimental dream shit. I have a chapbook for sale. It's $15. Only 15. You can get it in the back. You can get it in the back, or you can pay $5 for shipping later. So, you know, like, there's a thing. And it's called Dream, Forget, Return, and it's a collection of just different writings over the 2020s. And I like to start off all my sets with this piece called A Dream Formation. I am of God and good. I know that I am deserving of the love that I am, and I proclaim that there is nothing that separates me from my worth, purpose, and magic. I trust that God, my ancestors, and the universe are conspiring on behalf of my greatest good, and I consent to the surrender and faith necessary for my dreams to be released, nurtured, and actualized. I come home to myself through wonder and imagination, offering abundant grace because shame is not a sustainable means for growth, and I move, knowing that everything about my existence is a Sankofa miracle, an opportunity for dynamic transformation. I allow myself to be afraid while understanding that I do not have to do fear, and I challenge myself to learn while I am doing. I affirm that I am perfect and whole. Understand that the assignment is to choose to stand in my purpose regardless of the slope of rooms, and I root myself in knowing. The outside validation is complementary but does not shift my worth. I devote my energy to the what and why, knowing that the how and when is none of my business. The possibility is beyond what I could ever strategize for. I bless the portal that is my sacred stream space and the gift of divine imagination. So there's that. That's my prayer grounding. So I like to give options. So 1 or 2? 2, okay. So I have 2 pieces in my chapbook called Grandma's Gossiping on the Porch. This is the second one that I wrote from the voice of my grandmother's dragging me on the porch. Y'all, somebody come get your granddaughter. She is out here throwing an eloquent temper tantrum again. Don't she know she's ours and as unalone as one can get? Sadie, going on that Instagram and find a memory, find a meme that does, what is it that she says all the time when she's on the phone with her little friends? Oh, that's right, drags. Yes. Go ahead and get one of those word jiffy things that will shut her up. Let her know that up above her head there is music and shooters. Sadie, you know she's really showing out like you a lot nowadays. The fire in that one is something else. She may not have ever slapped anyone across the face with a fish before, but on the right day, you know she would. Yes, she is definitely yours, all right. Got your rocks in hard places, but she moves a little different. I know that she knows your whisper, just can't place it. It's been so long since she's laid eyes on you, but trust that she misses you. I see it in the way that she wishes for a quinceañera, and to be mistaken for something other than she is being her mother loves to tell the story of how your features made you a different kind of ambiguous, led to you being assumed a fugitive crossing borders. They saw your skin, heard your fire, assumed you did not belong, assumed you was just a nigga by another country and couldn't come back home, and there's a laugh track in that story most days. But I know she feels the situation outside of the comedy. Yeah, she's yours, all right. She hears you every time she raises hell and knows it's holy. The sometimes impossible means vengeance now and figuring out heaven on the back end. So I was explaining to the writing workshop folks, so shout out to all of y'all. I can't show bias, but I like y'all's work. That a lot of my work when I'm not like writing poems is like me just like answering questions and really doing a lot of work around ancestors. And so this is a piece called Grandma's Whisper to Me in the Middle of a Panic Attack that is very like it sounds. I was having a panic attack and this piece came. So, do you know that you are loved? That this love we got for you can stretch you without hell and shame, can feel God in full moon and sand. You do not have to keep your pain pressed down and shake and run over. Open your throats. Do not hold back blessing. You can't gain God, and you don't choose destiny, not because you're wretched and unlovable, but you don't even know of the possible that could ever possible. Did you ever even see yourself here? The how was never any of your business, but get clear on your why. Lean, drift, ask, Please, the assignment, if you choose to accept, love anyway in hopeless places. Dream hard. Prayer circle when all you want to do is sleep yourself into numb. We be fence all around you every day. This unconditioned means there ain't nothing that separates you from God and good. The call is always coming from inside the house, and you are the home and the heaven. The baby you thought you were healing is cheering you on. You've been carrying around her picture in your phone, telling yourself you are sending back all the believe you deserve, then never once considered that she is Sankofaing you back. Telling you that you were the secret wish her heart made to be big on purpose. You've been carrying around her bright side. Wonder. Every optimism is an offering. She needed to see the world from full, and you gave her that. Put her in places to get a hug back. She is here. Hold your hand when you need comfort, because tomorrow you're going to be rooting for all the shit you do today. Being so grateful for the labor you give up freely, the kind that don't feel like anything but air, and you know the difference between gas chamber and ocean breeze. You don't always think that your words matter, but you are a world builder. Fragmenting maps out of Instagram stories and micro notes, conversations, your dreams return because it is a code only you can crack. The hate is gonna keep coming. Discern, listen. We are always here. You may have to wait, but we'll come. It is the remember that has kept you here. Hold all of it and keep going. You are getting to free. We see it so bright and full, and we don't miss. Remember that storms come, but we do not miss. When you leave, it will be time. But while you are here, give where you get. Gather, book the departing flight, and let us order the other steps. Be smart, but hold space for the miracles you are expecting. Start by acknowledging all the ones that have already happened. Give the babies the sacred of you. Look for mothers that look out for you and own. Do not let the deluded rob you of any room. Use your whole toolkit, but keep your heart, Kels. What do you root yourself in? Where can love find a forwarding address? Be still every now and then. We do not give you yourself to torture you. This gift is not transaction, and you have never been left without yourself. You know the other side well, so water here, 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 and you are worthy of here. Home here, loved here, and welcome here. Do you know the crown that you gave yourself when you picked up our call and named yourself and she's here? You wrote the vision, baby. You already wrote it. Return. Whew. Shout out, shout out. I know that the video is gonna be real cute, but these lights is bright as fuck. So, yeah, that's also a backdoor way to say if you want to get in touch with me, my Instagram name is _. It's underscore because there's a little white girl who has _, who hasn't been on the internet in 10 years, and I can't, but underscore because we're extra, yeah? So, we're gonna give options once again. They're both kind of petty, but one is me being angry at the universe, and one is me being Mammy's revenge. We're gonna do both, but which one first? Universe. Okay. Cool. Can I use the stand thing? Is that a possibility? Okay. I just didn't want to break it. That way I can keep my hands free. Password. Can y'all hear me from back here? The mic far? Cool. I know I'm a loud bitch. I just had to check. All right. Universe, you petty bitch. You all looping around hidden desires and the manifestations. I didn't even know how to dream head ass. Oh, it all worked out in ways I couldn't fathom, motherfucker. I'm about tired of your timing being all purposeful and whimsical and shit. It's disgusting. How many signs I be bumping all into, reminding me I'm on the right path. I be out here ready to give the fuck up, and then boom, a June bug or angel number or grandma's song comes on shuffle, a special delivery from the petty ass beyond, letting me know to sit my ass down somewhere and release the how because shit is working out for my good or my growth. It's working. Lately, all my amens been ouches. Messages telling me to not great value my dreams or mark them down with doubt. Ancestors been yelling at me about underestimating the good I deserve. This heifer up in the sky got the nerve to give me a mirror, show me how fucking fine I am, and remind me that consent is revocable. That I don't have to subscribe to any system that dares to tell me I'm not the baddest. The divine done gave me back to me all heavy-handed. And I think, if I'm being honest, the hole that could catch these hands the most is time. There is a grief and gratitude in realizing that James is right. The crown really been here whole time waiting on me, and I've been out here debating if I can live up to the gift. I wish I could go back and tell repressed me that it's coming, the better, that everyone threw in my face, unsure if it was a wish for me that they could actually make good on, because love isn't something that you plan for. It's not The Sims, where you just keep mashing buttons and end up with heart bars on full, but this in love with myself shit is actually a thing. A realizing that magic version of me has always been here. The painfully intentional updates didn't cancel out the calling, and puzzles don't really look like shit close up, but I want to yell back, wait till you hit that panoramic, mama. The distance will be exquisite but irritating, because knowing then that now could come could have, I don't know, mellowed me out a bit, brought a bitch some peace and mindfulness and all the other shit that spiritual Instagram be talking about that I double tap. I guess what I'm trying to say is, how dare you actually prepare me for what my heart wants, needs, and deserves? You got some nerve to make me something that I can actually believe in. So. Yeah, because, you know, we all have our connection. I'm a PK, my stepdad's a minister of music, and, like, you know, like, you can go to church and I yell at the sky, and, like, we both connect with the divine. So this other piece, I'm not going to introduce it because it'll get to it. I say my name like, this may be the last time it is drenched in knowing, and a love that holds all of my anyhow. When I talk my shit, like there may be a mouthful of gag on the other side, and my voice a potential pillage artifact misrepresented in perpetuity. I write these fragments and notes to my phone like Harriet taught me to dream bigger than just my freedom. And this is my blessed endowment. A voice unsteady but full, a code that might one day find the crack it needs in the fresh eyes of a black after me, because Sankofa means infinity. And we know the future and past are distant cousins. I know that my now, yesterday, and tomorrow always been worth a whole forever, but won't always be treated as such, so I make these feet a pedestal now. Tower all unwelcoming, bellow with bass on my tongue, eat up all the strength they feed me, and belch out a fuck you, I am mad. All honor and glory to Solange and my mama Sadie. They both knew the pain in their lap was way more than what they earned. I am Kelsey O. Daniels, the OB for Olivia Orr. Oh, bitch, let me tell you. I am unbought, unbossed, and unimpressed by half-baked apologies written and insincere. I know that restoration don't have to mean forgiveness, and I don't have to celebrate with those who resent the neck for resenting the knee that's been hovering for 400 years. I am a good thing and a good time with those who get free with me. Both a rock and a space holder for hard places if you be so lucky, but I am never not mine. The burglary failed, and all my enemies be tangled up in booby traps with no seat at my table, but they close enough to see the shimmy. Feel the ricochet of my bountiful cackle. Know that Kendrick's prophecy has come to pass because I am being all right. I am the harvest I was promised, and the reaping shall endureth forever, but strange produce be in this crop too. Blessed be my tears that don't come from joy. The ripped heart that got stitched but will never return to what can't exist anymore, but it pump and work and borrow without colonizing. I own this moment like it is sovereign, a life I don't gotta pay rent or mortgage on, just outright mine, and I rest like I am giving my nanas a break vicariously, like we all get to be in peace today, and maybe this is my privilege, to find integrity and meaning in the senseless, to steal hope from the lost and found when death knocks at my neighbor's door. Maybe insanity is a lot like survival, and I do this hope shit repeatedly, still wishing for results that hold grace, because that's how I was told different gets to be born. That patience yields a change. Meanwhile, hope is a coming-of-age story and no use until it learns an overarching lesson. Isn't that this black girl's curse? To be an encyclopedia waiting for someone who wants the memoir. To be an equity, diversity, and inclusion capstone or a gateway drug to empathy. Today, I'm reclaiming what they never had the power to give me anyway. I exist in the legacy of women called to nurture before their name. I say what they did too, just louder with reverence and rage. I call their power unto me like I be Mammy's revenge, and this time, the bosom strikes back. So there's the end. How much? Who is the timekeep, and how much do I have? All right. All right. I just want to. All right. So we're gonna do some memorized shit, so I can look at your face. Actually, do one more piece, and then we'll do memory. Thank y'all for rocking with me in this set. So this piece is called Before This World Ends. I wrote it in March of 2020, literally the last Friday before I was afraid to touch people. Right? I hung out with my homegirls and I was like, this isn't gonna happen again. And I came home and wrote this piece while still high on the edible. When we thought the pandemic was gonna be 2 months tops, summertime we was gonna be outside. But before this world ends. Before this world ends, I return to myself. Damned if I leave without coming back, allowing myself my own having, I will hold myself and call it worth. I get to bold and unpunished. I am no longer a shutting down preemptively, I be. Not think out of, just be. A knowing of what is required and unequivocal, yes, still, of course, with no hesitation or held breath, sarcasm or twisted word, I get to make me too into a sweet song of reciprocity. We will not bare minimum survive on the eve of over. I will wholly live in myself. A promise to the forever I enter into on a gladdest morning, evening, or any time before this life is over, I fly home to me. I say I was always my best option, with so much joy that I find on this side. So here's Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, last piece. And feel free to do that thing where y'all you can talk in between. I come from Black churches and rowdy open mics, so I can handle that shit. Shout out to the Black church and the trauma and the litness. Right, gang, gang. So when I was in 5th grade, I was standing outside my classroom, and this boy that I had the biggest crush on decided to come and talk to me loudly. He decided this would be the perfect time to point out my big ass belly, how it was much larger than my breast, except he used the word breast because he was only in 5th grade. But his comedic timing was well beyond his years. The whole class erupted. They laughed and he laughed, and if I were white, I probably would have turned cherry red. Instead, I tried to turn wall. I inched ridiculously close to it, thinking if I perpetrated hard enough, eventually the structure would have to accept me as one of its own, and I would be relieved of the burden of being seen. I'd be free of the reality of having to be here. This is the start of my obsession with slipping into oblivion. Nowadays, oh, you're gonna know that a bitch is here and worth the seeing, the skin. To knock up with an instruction manual on how to love its contents, and I'm doing all right. I'm no longer an accomplice from those unable to see my light. I'm getting used to life in this here reality, and won't you celebrate with me this luscious ass stomach that mimics Jello? Yes, period. This luscious ass stomach that mimics Jello whenever I let her raucous chuckle. My giggle has a way of giving away my presence, much like my present form. I'm not really hard to miss, and ain't none of me hard to love. Choosing myself isn't always easy. You can't self-esteem out of fat phobia. And to making doctors believe you're actually in pain or having employers honor your access needs, this world has chosen a contentious relationship with my body, and I revoke consent. Message. It is illegal to shout fire in a crowded room when there is none, but I have a secret. Y'all want to hear it? I said I have a secret. Y'all want to hear it? It is not unlawful to be fire if you just are. So I just blaze. Exist unapologetically, not the present of my presence to be fully received because I ain't got no muffin top. I'm the whole damn cake. How God it is to see abundance where others fall void. To call this body good, even if it's unobservable to others, I call myself all. I name myself everything. I celebrate baby Kelsey and her big ass belly for the lasting and how sweet it is to be loved by me. My best self is loud. Laughter spilling out like secrets that refuse to be hidden any longer. My best self is belly puffed in love with this jiggly ass existence. My best self is living and loving this moment right now, offering grace and denying shame to all the negative self-talk demons that still try to convince me that I don't deserve to be seen. I have decided I was never the decorative wallflower. I am always the mural. I am already here, and I am so grateful to see me. Thank y'all so much. We can stay in touch. Yes. Once again, my handle and she's here _ and my link is the bio. I have all my shit. And yeah, I have chapbooks in the back, or you can pay $5 to have it shipped to you. So have a beautiful night.
Kelsey O, Daniel, y'all. You're still clapping. You're still clapping. She ain't left the stage yet. You still clapping. That's right. All right, y'all. Well, we have a second round of slam. 20 minutes. Do I have 5 judges? Put your scorecards up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have 5 judges. That's what's up. Do I still have an audience? Okay. All right. We all here then. We have 5 poets in the second round. Going up first is PG, then Jay Rice, Esperanza, Colin, and Connor J. Carroll. Ready? We gonna do this? Let's do this. Jay Rice, you are on deck. Please welcome for the last performance of the evening, our first poet of the second round, PG. Give it up for him. Oh no, that's not gonna work. So, y'all done working? Y'all off? Because ain't nobody clocked out yet, so we still working? I'm still at work, you still at work? Okay then, so let's try that one more time. Please welcome our first poet of the second round to the stage right now, PG. That's work, that's work.
I got a wound on me, but my skin not broken, my blood not showing, my pain still growing, thoughts overflowing. I got a wound on me. Had my mind in a rut, this feeling in my gut keep me up. I just know I got a wound on me. I've been looking all around and I know what you need. Started riots in the town, I got a wound on me. I've been steadily trying to fix it. It won't let up, man, it's relentless. Momentous occurrences happen once in a decade, maybe. You got to live and I've been happy to see you lately. I ain't give up, and I know you ain't too. You number 1 in my book, the first thing I flip to. You know I gotta get to you every time I come through. Hit you like this on the first time, it ain't nothing new. And I knew when I seen you. Hey, and when you see me, you knew it was all PG, and I get blue when I see you. But if I suffocate a girl, it's a casualty, cause we look good together. Hood together, everything that you got I need. And when we lay together, you say stay forever. When I close my eyes, you all I see. Cause when I'm in the zone, baby girl, I wanna get home to you. I'm on the way, she like, okay. I'm like, get comfortable, pull up, 7:45, lingerie, she know the rules. She changed the game, baby, calling all the bulls, ayy. And she on all the bull, but it's all right. Baby girl, she got all the juice, calling plays left and right. That's an audible. EKG something. I said I got a lot of pull, got a lot of juice, got a lot of deuce. I've been sipping for a minute, I'm a little loose. First my tongue starts slipping, feet tripping, now I'm sliding. I said I might be gone, but baby you ain't alone. When you need me, all you do is pick up the phone. And when I'm all alone, they try to hit my phone. But baby girl, all they get is the dial tone. I just want a little preview, and when I seen, oh my God, it was all I see, me and you. I was trying to tear it up at the buffet, first date. Mind, body, but what I want is a soulmate. Last name, Grande.
PG, y'all. What are his scores? Put them up, put them up. I have 5 scores. I have a low of an 8.8. I have an 8.8, 9.3, 9.5, and a 9.8. Give it up for PG, y'all. 4 more poets. Esperanza, you are on deck. Please welcome our next poet to the mic for the last time this evening. It is Jay Rice. You're clapping. You are so clapping right now. You're clapping.
Everything wicked started from innocence. Ernest Hemingway. 7 a.m. Surprise, eyes open. Head rises, but broken in size. Soaking pillows painted in tears by bruised cheeks. Heart aches. reappear from sheer grief. So what's reality? Disbelief, sanity due to diseased dreams. Disbelief, mother enters scene, spitting splinter screams. Wake up, bitch! Bring your faggot ass to school. Yesterday, my name was failed abortion. Day before, I was why daddy never returned. But today, everybody will know Mr. Nobody. Wake up, nobody. Nobody wakes up. 8 a.m. Unkept kitchen welcomes my disgust to another do-it-yourself breakfast left by my mother's mislove. She exits the second shift, still pretending I don't exist ever since my first suicide attempt in grade 6. Found father's forgotten favors and figured he wouldn't miss his 2 semi-Glocks and car chains. Inside my Jan Sport safely contained for doomsday, dare I stop and stay? But await more weighing pain from 4 straight years of boiled shame? Or dare I walk this way and face the place where hate remains from nobody, nowhere knowing my name? Wake up, nobodies. Nobodies, wake up. Noon. Enter and adjust double doors secured, unseen and heard until my cafeteria greeting occurs. Bitch nigga, huh? Faggot ass, ha slit wrist. My body marches past sharp laughs. Varsity giants throw food scraps. An extended leg forces my downfall. My face meets sticky tiles. Surrounding crowd erupts in applause. Wake up, nobody. Nobody wake up. Their shouts swallow my speech. Time for my tools of silence. 100 eyes recognize me all at once. Watery cries turn cold as ice. My shaky hands gesture glue Glocks. My itchy fingers tap the trigger, pop. Then snaps the trigger, pop, pop. Then pulls back the trigger, pop, pop, pop. Until all fall flat or dismember, they will remember my teeth smiled as their mouth screamed, begging, pleading for pain. Why? Stop! They will remember my lips laughed as their feet ran and the doors chained. No reason to explain why. Stop! No! I am society's greatest threat, the one who fears nothing. Reload. Save the last for nobody.
Jay Rice, y'all, judges. Let's see some scores. I have 3. We have a low score of an 8.8. We have an 8.9, 9.1, 9.3, and 9.5 to a room of silence, but we love Jay Rice. Oh, read them one more time. Sorry, y'all don't erase shit. One more time, y'all. I need to see your scores one more time. You remember what you wrote? Awesome. I have an 8.8, 8.9, 9.1, 9.3, and a 9.5. You got it? Awesome. Give it up for Jay Rice, y'all. This bucket looking kind of empty. So I'm going to pass it back around in case you forgot. All right. We have 2 more poets for you. We have 3 more poets for you. Colin, you are on deck. Please welcome. And her last performance of the evening. Back to this mic. Esperanza, y'all. Yes. Get your clap on.
An ode to the places in between and the people who live there. Those of us caught in the balance between 2 concrete concepts, places, cultures, identities, the way we are marketed more like ideas than people, called unicorns by merit of existing, struggling to fit neatly into society's boxes. The way this upbringing gifts us with seeing tense situations as normal. Irregularities become our status quo because we too defy the definition of regular or normal in favor of other. Shout out to the people who walk into each room bracing themselves, wondering which part they must leave behind at the door they came in through, which part they must lean into. We betray ourselves with every half-truth we tell. We armor up in white lies, make shields of omissions and evasions. The whole truth is a mouthful, difficult to swallow or serve, but above all, to live with. We live in between two absolutes, caught in the crack of a sidewalk, corded on each side, surrounded. Split unevenly, we lean into each direction, neither. We lose ourselves to momentum, become aimless, adrift, unsure. We straddle the lines that divide us, emphasize our fault lines, our stretch marks that point to identities outside of the body we live in. Each question leads us back to the start line, the one place we can hold as truth, ourselves. This body we've been given, battered by waves of uncertainty, bruised by judgment and self-abandonment, still breathing, still beautiful, undefinable, existing despite outcries towards conformity. We balance precariously. Some days are better than others. Some places can meet the flux of our identity, welcoming us by our disposition, safe in name and action, while others try with the efforts of off-brand cereal. We alone can unite. Together, we will make our own balance, create our own safe spaces, places to be unapologetically, entirely us. We alone hold the honor and responsibility of showing the world how we demand to be treated, held like a lover, cherished like an ode, a whisper, and a shout all at once.
Esperanza, y'all. Judges, let's see some scores. Thank you. Word. We have 5 scores, an 8.8, an 8.9. Whoops. Sorry, start over. 8.8, 8.8, 8.9, 9.0, and a 9.1. Give it up for the poet, though. So, we have 2 more poets. Connor, you are on deck. So we have 2 more poets, which means there's 4 more times for y'all to perfect this job performance shit. Now, I don't know what you do at your other job or how much your ass gets paid, but people have been getting up on this stage working hard for y'all. What's the average amount of time you clap? Maybe 5, 7 seconds? So the full amount that y'all have worked this evening is probably like, what, 4 or 5 minutes tops altogether? So y'all need, y'all see, y'all failing y'all probation period. Y'all are not sustaining a high quality level of job performance right now. So I'm gonna need y'all to pull out all the stops for these last 2 poets. Connor, you are on deck. Please do a really good job right now and welcome in their final performance to this mic, Colin. Colin to the mic, y'all. Yeah. He's not here yet though. You still working. You still working. You on the clock. You still working. All right, here.
Lakeside Park, Juneteenth, 2021. 1. Something about the summer heat makes the liquor boil in your belly. With each bead of sweat, patience leaves your body. It's wet t-shirt weather. I mean, it's summer again and niggas are dying. There is something about the heat that makes niggas reach for it too. The sun stretches out its arms and calls a few more of us back home. All this heat and we still stuck wearing black. You know, it took 2 hours to bury that man. The ground don't crack open easy these days. Metal bounces off the earth like it was bulletproof because even the act of dying is harder this time of year. 3. The block is always hot, so I've been thirsty. Calling out for water and only got blood, a bullet, a body soaked in its family's tears. You cut me open, fill me with your dead, and call me the earth. Something still alive. 4. When the earth is full, it sends me the bodies it can't swallow. And look how you flock to me for safety from the heat like I ain't been swallowing niggas like you for generations. You know everyone in this city knows someone with an epitaph in my depths. The whole hood crowds my banks each summer. I tempt more and more into my gullet with each passing year. Juneteenth, niggas celebrated their freedom. I had to remind them that I still hold chained bodies in my stomach. Had to swallow a few more to remind them that I am still hungry. That bullet holes make a body sink quicker. 5. You know, I honestly am so physically sick of being surrounded by death and sweltering heat. I oftentimes wake up with a headache and an obituary for a familiar face, and the weatherman says it's only gonna get hotter, which means niggas only gonna keep shooting, only gonna keep dying. The ground will swallow as many bodies as it can carry, and the lake will claim the rest. I mean, niggas will still chill by the water on Saturday. Last week's deaths erased by this week's tide. The weekend fills Oakland with new life. Low riders, dirt bikes, and four-wheelers cruise down Grand Avenue in a way that makes it seem like nobody just died here. Like nobody could die here. Bullets have no place at the cookout. Like, don't you smell all this food? Don't you hear all this music, all this laughter, all this joy? Don't you see that this is how we mourn? We turn funerals to celebrations. A homegoing for everybody that drops here. We just throw a couple more burgers on the grill. Take a few more sips of cognac. The DJ plays another track and we all sing, "Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go." And instead of going dumb, we go home before a bullet can make a house out of our bones. The only home going tonight is an evening commute down the interstate. The lake left littered with trash, empty bottles, and an overwhelming sense of joy that it is this moment, filled with laughter and dance and family and a hope for a better tomorrow. This is something not even death can take from us.
Calling y'all judges. See some scores. We have 5 scores. We have a 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, 9.4, and a 9.5. Give it up for Colin, y'all. Oh, let's make about the giving it up, y'all. We only got 2 more shots at it. Let's give it up for Colin. You know, I would say that I'm not trying to be domineering and overbearing, but I totally am. I'm totally trying to be that way. So I'm not going to sit up here and lie to y'all. I'm telling you what to do. And I'd really like you to do that shit. So if you don't mind, too much, baby. Can you please put your motherfucking hands together for Connie J. Carroll? Can you do that? That'd be awesome.
Hey y'all, it's Connor again. This is called Moments of Hesitation and Reservation. I don't give out the benefit of doubt. I've been burned one too many times. As I grow older and less sly, the corners of my lips turn down. I grinned at too many aggressors. Their twisted perception led them to believe that courtesy was an invitation before a cold first touch seemed unbelievable. Moments of hesitation and reservation, cloaked in overt eagerness awaiting, but I forced that smile toward a gesture of guile and true hurt. But now I see them a mile away, both red flags and the fear of them. Myself, splayed and broken in, my trauma became a coming of age. Moments of hesitation and reservation, cloaked in over-eagerness awaiting, but I forced that smile toward a gesture of guile and true hurt. There's no more space for people like that. I don't have the time to be attacked. There's no room in my heart left, despite their best attempts. Moments of hesitation and reservation, cloaked in over-eagerness awaiting, but I forced that smile toward a gesture of guile and true hurt.
Connor J. Connell, y'all. Judges, let's see some scores. I have a low score of an 8.7. I have a 9.0, 9.0, 9.1, and a 9.3. Give it up for Connor! Matter of fact, keep it going. Give it up for all our poets who performed this evening. So I want to say a few things while they're figuring out who the hell won. The first thing I want to say is I know we make it look easy. Poets get up here, sometimes their shit's memorized. I can get up here and look you in your eye, talk to you directly. But it really is not easy to get on a stage in a room full of people you do not know and speak your truth. So give it up for that. The second thing I want to say is you need to go on back there and buy that woman's book. And anyone else that you liked, that you enjoyed this evening. You know, artists don't get paid enough. So if you see an artist anywhere, not just tonight, but anywhere, and you like their performance, they move you or make you feel better about yourself or say some shit you've been trying to articulate, go up to them and ask them if they have something to sell. And if they don't have shit to sell, give them some money anyway. Like, seriously, give them some money. If you appreciate art, fucking give them some money anyway. And if you don't have cash, ask them for their Venmo. Do not let, don't let the fact that they don't have something to trade you for it get in the way of you supporting art. You should do that shit. Because especially in times like this, you want our ass the fuck around. You want us around, so. And then the third thing I have to say is, did you know that everyone, all of y'all, has one eye that's bigger than the other one? Yep. One of your eyes is bigger than the other one. And now that I've told you, you're going to look at people and you're not going to be able to unsee it. I was watching Lord of the Rings the other day, and they all look like freaks because I could not even stop. I was like, why are you looking like pirates? Everybody was a pirate. So take that with you. In third place, with a score of 54.8, oh, did I mention it was money? I guess I didn't mention it because I was going to keep it for myself, but I guess I'll go ahead and give it to these people at once. I might as well, fuck it. So, in third place, winning a whopping, how much is this? 40 bucks. Is Colin. Colin, come get your money.
Thank you, everybody. This is going to be diaper money, so yeah, thanks.
DJ Diapers, y'all. All right, In second place, with a total score of 56.5, winning a whopping $60, Esperanza.
Hi, my Instagram is dreaming.eyeswideopen. Thank you to the Starry Plough, and thank you for listening.
Oh, aren't you sweet? Nobody ever thanks them. It's a thankless job. It's supposed to be. So good for you. And in first place, winning a whopping $100 is me. I'm taking this. Bye. They was going to let me take it, too. Y'all still have to walk out the door. They was like, oh, you can have it, Nas. Cool. I'll take it. Who you taking money back from? Oh, you got to get the money back from her then. So before I might as well just take this money and go home. Since everybody fucking up, I guess this is my $100. So, thank you and good night. And it's nice to know that I have the audience's support in taking this money. That's what I'm talking about. Our very overworked scorekeeper made a slight error. Colin actually came in second place. Esperanza was in third place. But the same person is in first place. And with a whopping score of 57.2, this $100 goes to Jay Rice.
I was telling her a few weeks ago, I never win these things. Like, this is crazy. One time. Hey, people, thank you so much. My voice is out, because, yeah, thank you so much. If you like what you saw, follow me as I am Jay Rice. By the way, I hope I didn't make anybody feel anything too bad. Both of those pieces are fake. I made them up. They're not real. Yeah. So, I hope you didn't hurt. But yeah, thank you.
All right, people. That apparently is it. It has been my delight to berate the shit out of you this evening. It has been a lot of fun. I had fun.